In the very heart of Europe, where cold winds whisper echoes of days long past, underground complexes remain hidden, left behind after the Great War. These labyrinths of secret laboratories bore witness to unimaginable activity that took place during the dark times of World War II. Here, beneath layers of earth, scientists and military engineers worked in deadly silence, creating inventions that could have changed the world forever. These places, hidden from prying eyes, conceal artifacts that still inspire awe and wonder in modern researchers. In these underground halls, one can find ancient blueprints of inventions that would have seemed like science fiction at the time. Super powerful engines, unimaginable devices, even prototypes of robots capable of following human commands. As researchers delve deeper into the labyrinths, they come across remnants of strange mechanisms, reminders of the times when fantastic experiments took place. Iron structures, which once stood proudly in their cramped tombs, are now covered with the dust of centuries, yet still retain the spirit of former grandeur. Through the cracks and peeling plaster of these walls, secrets are woven into the stories, secrets that are only just beginning to be revealed. It was here, deep within the underground, that mysterious artifacts were discovered, hidden away from prying eyes. They hold memories of a time when science and war were inextricably intertwined, and all research and discoveries were aimed at one thing: achieving supremacy at any cost. But what do these underground halls truly conceal? What other mysteries do the depths conceal, and are we ready for the discoveries that could change our understanding of history? A veil of secrecy, classified inventions that could have changed the world. Hidden in the shadows of these underground labyrinths are classified inventions that could have radically altered the course of history. Some of them use technology that was decades ahead of its time. For example, among the equipment discovered were devices resembling early versions of thermal imagers. Imagine how such technologies could have influenced the outcome of battles, allowing soldiers to see through darkness and fog. Right there, in dusty crates, prototypes of miniature radios are hidden, devices that could have provided uninterrupted communication on the battlefield. One of the most intriguing discoveries was the Flying Saucer Project, a disc-shaped aircraft designed for lightning-fast movement with unprecedented maneuvering capabilities. Eyewitness accounts from that era claim that these underground laboratories were places where dreams of superhuman abilities and magical technologies took real shape. Against this backdrop, stories emerge about projects aimed at creating soldiers with strength and endurance far beyond normal human limits. The underground halls became the site of numerous experiments on the human psyche and physical abilities. Some archival documents describe successful attempts at temporarily enhancing the speed and strength of test subjects. All these inventions were shrouded in secrecy, accessible only to a select few. Perhaps if these secrets had been revealed, the world might have turned out completely different. But why did these incredible developments remain underground? And what other secrets do these cold corridors conceal? Within these questions lies the beginning of incredible discoveries that are still waiting for their time. Underground bunkers, sanctuaries of vanished technology. Amid the sprawling network of underground bunkers built at the height of World War II, there were unique repositories of technologies that perished in dusty archival folders. These bunkers are true sanctuaries of lost science, where the walls preserve invisible threads connecting the past and a possible future. Long concrete corridors lead to spacious halls where the brilliant minds of that era once worked, striving to create a future that never came to be. In their attempts to understand the essence of these spaces, researchers discover mysterious mechanisms hidden in bronze boxes and iron containers. This equipment, perfectly preserved in the conditions of underground isolation, reveals its secrets only to those who know how to read between the lines and see beyond the obvious. Bulky machines, still connected to a complex system of pipes and cables, silently testify to the scale of the work carried out in these gloomy laboratories. In some of the bunkers, hundreds of documents have been discovered, containing blueprints and records that describe unique experiments, initiated but never completed due to fates lost in the whirlwind of war. One such project was the creation of mechanical giants, enormous machines equipped to support military operations. These iron monsters could have turned the tide of battles, but time receded, taking with it the engineers' plans and hopes. The mysterious devices hidden in the darkness of these bunkers tell us about a potential that was never realized. Within each of these technological burial chambers are threads leading to an entire world we never got to see. But is it worth uncovering them now, when the past has already turned to dust? And what if, from the depths of these labyrinths, there are still unresolved secrets that could once again ignite in our reality? Unthinkable experiments, soldiers of the future, and fate. In the very heart of these underground laboratories, experiments were conducted that would seem like science fiction even today. Scientists, driven by the idea of creating soldiers of the future, sought to overcome the natural limitations of the human body. In these dark and damp chambers, research was carried out aimed at enhancing both physical and mental abilities. The stories about the experiments conducted there seem unbelievable. People were subjected to various chemicals and innovative devices in an attempt to increase their strength, speed, and endurance. Some archival documents found deep within the complex indicate that there were temporary successes in enhancing the endurance and physical parameters of the test subjects. However, the results of these experiments were not always so promising. Experiments on soldiers often ended in tragedy, becoming the inevitable price for the pursuit of the perfect fighter. Nevertheless, engineers and scientists did not give up, continuing to search for ways to create super soldiers and realize their ambitious goals. But why, despite all the effort and ambition, did these experiments never make it beyond the laboratory walls? Perhaps the reason was not only the tragic consequences of the research, but also the contradictions that tore apart the military leaders of that time. As a result, the projects were frozen and forgotten, leaving behind only shadows in abandoned halls. But what if the technologies and knowledge born in these underground chambers could still resurface and change our future? Forgotten giants, colossal machines underground that the world never saw. As soon as the researchers ventured into the dark corridors hidden beneath the earth, they stumbled upon gigantic machines that, at first glance, amazed the imagination with their scale and ambition. These steel giants, surrounded by wires and pipes, were part of a once-launched but ultimately unrealized military project. For a long time, they remained only in the shadows, like silent guardians of the past, yet preserved every detail as if waiting for their moment. Each of these machines was a true engineering marvel, capable of performing tasks that were considered impossible at the time. Some of them were massive tanks, equipped with weaponry and capable of traversing any terrain. Others were flying machines that engineers tried to get off the ground, though their flight remained only a dream. These mechanisms could have changed the course of the war, but they remained only as plans and forgotten blueprints, leaving behind nothing but the dust of former hopes. Secret documents found near these massive structures revealed plans to build an army of these giants, which could have represented an unprecedented force on the battlefield. The pages were filled with calculations, diagrams, and test protocols that the engineers conducted as they tried to bring their creations to life. But as the project approached its final stage, it was halted and the machines were left unfinished, standing as a testament to the era's incredible ambitions. So why did these giants never see the light of day? Perhaps resources were exhausted, or maybe their creators realized that the dark side of technology could become unpredictable in human hands. The secrets of these machines, frozen underground, remain hidden, but their grandeur still captures the imagination. And just when it seems that everything is already known, new questions arise about what else might be concealed in the forgotten corners of the underground world. Operation Phoenix, a mystical plan to resurrect superweapons. As soon as we get close to unraveling a secret lost in the depths of time, a mystical plan surfaces under the codename Phoenix. This operation embodied the idea of resurrecting a superweapon capable of overturning our understanding of power and influence on the battlefield. At a time when the outcome of the war was in question, it became clear that existing technologies might not be able to meet the challenges ahead. It was then, in the dark underground halls, that a plan to revive forgotten power emerged. The Phoenix Project was shrouded in mystery and seen as an alternative path to supremacy. The archives revealed that its goal was to revive and improve equipment that was considered obsolete or even impossible to implement. The main objective of the operation was to create giant machines capable of destroying the enemy in a matter of seconds. Some documents even mention attempts to reproduce energy fields that would protect soldiers and equipment by deflecting attacks and strikes. But why did this daring plan never see the light of day, remaining only on the pages of secret dossiers? Most likely, the reason was not only technical difficulties, but also political intrigue that disrupted the organizers' plans. Despite all efforts, Phoenix never rose from the ashes, leaving behind only dreams of power and greatness. However, these dreams may become the key to unlocking new horizons. What legacy did this mysterious project leave behind, and could it still change our world? That remains a mystery, waiting to be unraveled by those who dare to delve into the depths of the past. The mystery of disappearance. Why military developments faded into oblivion. When the smoke of war cleared, leaving behind ruins and ashes, incredible projects that once promised to change the course of events vanished into the basements of history. So why were these developments forgotten? Partly this was due to the devastating consequences of the war, during which resources were depleted and many plans were simply buried under the rubble. The economic crisis and the reconstruction of countries after the devastation left little time or resources to support ambitious military projects. In addition, secret internal conflicts played a fatal role. The participants in these developments did not always agree among themselves, and political intrigue often blocked the implementation of even the most promising ideas. Perhaps this is precisely why engineers and scientists faced with a choice between morality and duty chose to keep their work in the shadows. Some of them realized that the consequences of creating such technologies could be too dangerous. However, the main reason may have been a shift in focus. After the end of World War II, the political and military priorities of countries changed. New threats and challenges loomed ahead, requiring different responses. Meanwhile, the old projects, along with all their blueprints and ideas, became irrelevant. The world was striving toward new horizons, leaving behind forgotten giants and unfulfilled dreams of underground laboratories. But why are these developments so important today? Studying them can help us understand not only the path humanity has taken but also warn us against making mistakes. The history preserved in these underground halls remains a reminder of how far ambitions can go and what they can lead to. From time to time, the past still reaches out to the present, reminding us that behind every door opened in the name of progress, shadows may be lurking, ready to break into the light. Returning to the present. Lessons from the past for our time. Looking back, we realize that the technologies of World War II were not only ambitious but often ahead of their time. Studying them allows us to understand how far science could have gone under those conditions and what potentials remained unrealized. But what does this mean for us today? Above all, these discoveries remind us of the incredible ingenuity and determination that can inspire us to seek innovative solutions to modern challenges. Interestingly, many ideas from that era, such as prototypes of thermal imagers or miniature radio stations, have now become part of everyday life. Technologies that were once the secrets of underground laboratories are now widely used in various fields, from medicine to communications. But it is possible that other, more mysterious developments could also inspire us to create new solutions in the future. This shows that the past can not only surprise us, but also guide our development. Of course, learning lessons from history requires caution. The operations and experiments of that time were surrounded not only by secrecy, but also by moral dilemmas. The question remains, how can we avoid repeating mistakes when technologies originally designed as weapons can spiral out of control? Nevertheless, revisiting these stories allows us to see the world in a more multifaceted way and inspires us to seek a balance between innovation and ethical standards. The past hidden in underground halls reminds us how important it is to remember the lessons of history and use them to create a safer and more responsible future.